It is my pleasure to bring to you, in celebration of our Legacy Week, to bring you one of our own, an FIT alum. She is none other than Emily Brickel Edelson. She has written a fantastic book that I know will become part of the canon here at FIT. It is 5-minute fashion illustration, sketch and go. She's here to demo for you. She's here to talk to you. And I am very pleased to introduce you and to present our author for this evening, Emily Brickel Edelson. Let us welcome her.
Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. It means so much to me, and I am so excited to be here with you guys all for my first ever book and my first ever book signing. This is a dream come true. I went to FIT. I am a fashion merchandising management alumni, so I studied the fashion business and I was always drawing. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my story, how I got here. My job is to inspire you guys. I hope that by picking up my book, it inspires you to live your dreams and also to sketch. This book is so much more than just sketching. It's a lot of fun things. I'm going to share all that with you. And I want to begin with a quote from my book. So, don't be intimidated by the final image you wish to create. Just start with one line. And I think that's really important for life, because one line is all it takes. Just taking the first step for me is always something that is the hardest sometimes. So I think that in life you can just apply that for everything. So I think this is also true. It's about progress, not perfection, and starting with just one step. It's about feeling your fear and doing it anyway. My mom always told me that every overnight success is 10 years in the making. Not saying that I'm an overnight success, but I'm saying it's been over 10 years on this journey, and I have never given up. This book, Sketch and Go 5-minute fashion illustration, not only teaches you how to draw from beginning to end, it teaches you how to master the 5-minute fashion sketch for professionals. It also gives you over 500 templates to sketch on the go, printed with a special ink so that when you sketch, the template will actually disappear and only your sketch will be there. On top of that, this book teaches you how to get inspired, how to find your internal artist, how to bust through artist blocks, how to prepare for live sketching, how to navigate through stress, and hone your presence. This book will teach you how to find your inner guru and how to tune into your highest talent when faced with pressure and deadlines. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about how I got started. Again, my name is Emily Brickel Edelson. I am now an author, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a published fashion illustrator. So much has happened over the last few years, but to start it off with, where it all began is my dad taught me how to draw when I was really, really little, and my grandpa took me to FIT when I was about 5 or 10, and he's like, if you want to be in fashion illustration or fashion design, because that was originally my dream, to do that you need to go to FIT. So I started right here at FIT. I studied fashion merchandising management so that I can learn the basics of fashion business. And to me, I thought that was really important because I always wanted to start my own business ever since I was little. My dream was always to learn fashion design and fashion illustration, but I never realized that fashion illustration was actually something that you can make a career out of. To me, it was something that was a means to an end. It was a means to creating fashion design. But I never kind of realized that when you start on your journey, you have to be open to new doors that happen around the way, and to understanding what's going on with when people are excited about your work. It's really important to kind of tune into what people are asking for. So that's kind of how I launched into fashion illustration. I did internships at Elle Magazine, at Trend Union, which is a trend forecasting agency, and I worked with a freelance stylist. My first job was at Gucci Group in Sergio Rossi, and actually the president that I was working for, I was the executive assistant to the president, had 2 babies when I was there. So she was out, and I learned how to do wholesale, retail, PR, e-commerce, and everything like that. All I cared about was just getting into the fashion industry, and so Gucci Group was my first step. When I did that, I was so excited that I got the opportunity to learn all these things. But in 2009, the recession hit, and we all lost our jobs. At that time, I was an executive assistant, and I would look for headhunters, and I'd say, okay, I have all these talents. I want to be a little bit more creative. I don't want to just be an executive assistant. But I went to every headhunter, and they're like, you are an executive assistant. That is what you're going to be for life. And that is all you can do. And then after that, I decided to start my first company, right, the same week. So my first company was a fashion design company called Rock Hard Atelier. I started in 2009, and it was a line of date-to-night dresses. I kind of dreamt about what that would look like. For me, I think a lot of things that you can do is about seeing the vision that you are eventually going to uphold. So for me, I envisioned what it looked like to make the samples, to make the brand, to make the website, to make my logo, and I did all of that. I got a sponsor and I got a fashion show. So I actually showed at New York Fashion Week a long time ago, 2009, for my first ever fashion show. That was amazing. At that point, I didn't know what to do next. That's all I thought about, all I dreamt about. I didn't think about the orders. I thought, okay, all those orders are just gonna come. All of the stuff is gonna come. But me, a team of one, 24-year-old or 23-year-old at the time, I kind of was like, okay, what's next? So I didn't exactly know what to do. That was a really hard time for myself because I saw my first business fail. I wasn't sure what to do next. So I found a mentor. Her name is Gabrielle Bernstein, and she's been my mentor ever since. She's amazing. I started going to her lectures, and I started to become friends with her. She said to feel your fear and do it anyway. And for me, that's a real big reason why I stand here before you guys. To feel your fear, no matter what, and do it. And I think that you have to kind of like see your circumstances and just understand that when the time is right, you go with it. So I'll give you an example of that. It was 4th of July weekend, 2 weeks before I was about to give Gabby a gift. She said, what do I do? What do you do to kind of like get out of your creative blocks? She said to draw something, just draw anything. So I drew her as a gift, and I wanted to give it to her, but I didn't think it was good enough. I thought I needed a bow, or needed a frame, or my drawing itself was just not good enough. So that day in her lecture again, she said to feel your fear and do it anyway. Like I said, it was the week before 4th of July, and the next weekend we weren't going to meet. So I took my piece of paper without a frame, without a bow, however it was, and I said, here Gabby, here's your gift. She loved it. She said, she hugged me and she said, this is amazing. I'm going to put this on my CD cover, my meditation album. She said, if you had waited one day, I wouldn't need art, but I need art today. And so I think that following your intuition is really the key to like understanding when the right day, right time. You never know, but to always be prepared, and chance favors the prepared mind. So ever since then, she became a New York Times bestselling author. My illustration was now on the cover of her meditation CD. It's called Meditating, and I started to get a big following for my illustration. Like I said before, I had no idea that fashion illustration was a real career. I saw people do it, but I didn't think that it could be something for me. For me, it was just fun and something I loved to do, and something that people came to me for. So I think also realizing what people come to you for, that your friends will ask you specifically to do, is a really great key in understanding what your gifts are. So what it is that is your calling to share your gift with the world. So ever since then, I started to get a fashion illustration calling. I started to do live fashion sketches at events. My husband, Brickel Edelson, and co-founder of our app, Chic Sketch, would come with us. At the time, we didn't have an app, but he saw people's reactions to how excited they got when they got their own sketch. He said there's something to this, and we need to make this into an app, take it digital, and so we did. So we launched our first app, Chic Sketch, in February 2015, and because of that, we have had so many amazing opportunities open up for us. We've had the opportunity to work with great brands like Sephora, Kate Spade, CFDA, Swarovski, Bloomingdale's, Saks Fifth Avenue, and many more. We've had amazing press. I'll tell you a little bit about our press. We've been featured in Cosmo, Elle, Spanish Vogue, Sports Illustrated, Allure, InStyle, 17, Who What Wear, People's Style Watch, E-News, and many more. I've had the amazing opportunity to follow my passion and to sketch, especially to do live fashion illustrations at New York Fashion Week. So I go every season and I get to sketch behind the scenes, front row, and cover all the amazing shows. We had an amazing opportunity this year to work with Nicole Miller, and I was able to go to her fashion studio for the whole week before New York Fashion Week. I sketched Nicole getting ready with her runway models, doing model casting, looking at her inspiration room, and Nicole Miller is an inspiration to me, so it's pretty amazing to get to go there. She actually launched her New York Fashion Week runway show with a collection of videos of the sketches that I did before Fashion Week. So that was really, really amazing. I think you never know where you're going to end up when you just follow what you love. So I've had the opportunity to work with amazing other brands such as Rachel Zoe, Marquesa, Reem Acra, BCB Max Azria, Hervé Leger, Libertine, Vera Wing, and so many more. We have so many fun, amazing things in store for Chic Sketch and for my book. I really hope that you guys are able to find your passion, and I hope this book can do it for you guys, help you out no matter what you're looking for. There's some really great tips and tricks in the book as well. And I want to end with a quote. You are not given your talents and your desires to carry them out by accident. You are meant to access them, share them, and inspire others to live their dreams. Thank you guys so much. So, I can do some demos or I can answer some questions, whatever you guys would like. Demos. Okay. So let's do some demos. So our first demo is going to be how do you draw a really quick shoe. Something that I know a lot of people have some problems with, and it's really, really simple. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to start with the ball of your foot and go down. What you do is you kind of envision a circle here, and that's the heel of your foot. You're going to go out. You're going to pretend there's a leg here. And you're going to kind of close that up. This is a really quick way to do that, and this is the first time I'm drawing on a vertical paper. And then you're going to kind of fill in the bottom of the heel. And there's your shoe. And that's about 2 seconds. So there's some really exciting tips and tricks in the book that will teach you how to do things like that. Okay, next we're going to start out with a face, a really simple face. What I like to do is draw the cheekbones. I think that when you draw a face, drawing the cheekbones, is, the jawline is something that's going to make it look like that person. So we're going to start out with the cheek, draw the jaw, come up, and add a neck. We're going to draw some hair in. And we're going to draw some really quick eyes. And eyebrows. And then we're going to finish up the hairline in here. And we're going to add in a lip. So you can see without too much detail and too much time, you can draw a really quick face. I'm also going to show you guys how I like to draw a clavicle bone. I think that always is really flattering. Shoulders. And I think that when you're sketching, it's really important to do exactly what, like, follow the lines that you're going with. It's really important to realize that it's progress, not perfection, and also that the imperfection is kind of what makes it look really chic, what makes it look really cool. I think when you overwork it, it's not like, hi, you have a question?
I have a question.
Sure.
So how long did it take you to like put together your book?
For my book. So my publisher approached me about a year and a half. I actually had a fashion illustration blog so I do like a weekly blog. I write about inspiration.
What's
so
it called?
It's BrickelEdelson.com, and then you just go to blog. And so I'd write about inspiration and being an entrepreneur and just kind of like what it took to, you know, wake up every day and kind of do what you wanted to do, follow your dreams, never give up. I write a lot about that stuff, and I did a weekly illustration for it. So then a book publisher found me actually right before we started the app Chic Sketch. Oops. So, thank you. Then after that, it took a little bit of time to negotiate the deal. About in August 2015, I started writing it. It's over 2,700 words. And it's over almost 200, over 100 sketches, and there's 500 templates in here, which is really cool because we use a special ink that you probably can't see from all the way up here, but it's a blue ink, and if you draw on it, you can actually photocopy this, and then the template disappears and only your work will be there. Yeah.
It's really efficient for the illustrator on the go.
What'd you say?
So that's really efficient for the illustrator on the go.
Exactly. So this is 5-minute fashion illustration, sketch and go. And that's you got it. You got it. Any other questions or things that you guys want to see a demo for?
What is next for you, Miss Emily?
Okay. So, what is next for me is we are doing some really great, you're going to see this in a lot of great magazines in the next few months. It's a really great gift for a holiday gift guide. We are also launching a merchandise brand with Chic Sketch. So what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to get your fashion illustration from Chic Sketch and get it on an iPhone case. We're working with a really, really great creator, and he has worked with Kate Spade and a lot of great brands. You've seen his stuff in Barnes & Noble. So you're going to be having really great iPhone cases really shortly. Yeah.
We were just talking about how we're going to get those and sell them at the bookstore.
Yes, yes, definitely. Yeah. So there's a lot of great things coming out. We actually just got a really exciting email from J. Crew that we are going to be potentially working on a really big deal with them. So can't explain too much, but really exciting things up and coming. Yeah.
Well, let us thank you for this presentation. And now we shall segue into the book signing portion of the evening. If you need a book, they are available at the register. Otherwise, just come on up and have your book signed. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming, and thank you, Emily.